Good evening, everyone. This is Melissa Thomas with Florida National News coming to you with the evening news rundown for June 15th, 2020. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Welcome back to the work week. All right. So, as usual, we like to start with the latest COVID-19 cases and deaths as reported globally here in the US and in the state of Florida. So, starting with the World Health Organization, they're reporting over 7.8 million confirmed cases of COVID-19 globally and over 431,000 confirmed deaths. Here in the United States, according to Johns Hopkins University, we're seeing over 2.1 million confirmed cases and over 115,000 confirmed deaths. According to the Florida Department of Health's dashboard, we're seeing over 77,300 confirmed cases, and we're at over 2,930 confirmed deaths in the state. Now, jumping over to a world story, you've likely heard this heading into the weekend, but Beijing is now seeing a resurgence in COVID-19 cases. This is after 2 months of COVID-19 freedom, essentially. But as of last Thursday, they began to see new cases. Heading into this week, they're at 36 new confirmed cases that are locally transmitted, according to reports. The total from last Thursday right now of new cases is 79. So, of course, this is a huge concern. Now, the new cases are being traced back to a location called the Xinfadi Market, which is Asia's largest wholesale market. It just happens to be in Beijing. So as of right now, that market has been locked down again, and over 8,000 of its employees have been tested and are now in quarantine as a result of this. Now, China's vice premier said on Sunday that this is, there's a very high risk of a second outbreak. So she's demanding decisive action take place, and some decisive action has taken place. Several of the officials in the province area, Fengtai, they've been fired already due to misconduct or to the mishandling of epidemic control procedures there, given the fact that this outbreak is local. So we'll continue to keep you guys posted where that's concerned. Continue to watch this space. We'll keep you updated. Now, jumping here to the United States, speaking of COVID-19, the American Red Cross is offering free antibody tests to all of its blood donors. They teamed up with the Blood Connection in offering the free antibody tests for all blood and plasma donors. Now, the antibody test can indicate exposure to COVID-19. It doesn't confirm infection or immunity to COVID-19. However, it is still a good way for folks to be able to tell whether or not they've been exposed to the disease. So the American Red Cross is still encouraging people to go ahead and donate blood. They mentioned that, yes, it's during a pandemic, but it is still safe to donate. However, they encourage that if you do feel ill or if you experience any COVID-19 symptoms, to please postpone your appointment. And of course, to be able to donate blood, you have to schedule an appointment with the American Red Cross. And the results will be available to you if you go ahead and donate blood and get the antibody test. The results will be available to you within 7 to 10 days. And you can find that out either in the smartphone app or at their blood donor portal at redcrossblood.org. So you can go there to find out more. In our second U.S. story, this was a historic day given Pride Month. The U.S. Supreme Court has actually declared that Title VII does offer civil rights protection to LGBTQ plus workers in the event of discrimination. Now, this was a 6-3 vote. The opinion was led by Supreme Court Justice Neil Gorsuch and joined by Chief Justice Roberts. So this was some landmark news in that world in terms of civil liberties and civil rights for LGBTQ plus employees. Justice Gorsuch mentioned that this had to be the decision because in order to fire someone based on their sexual orientation or gender identity, intent is the key there. So that was his main decision. One of the dissenters was Justice Brett Kavanaugh, who he simply said he acknowledged the historic victory, but in his dissent, he mentioned that given the separation of powers, he personally believes that Congress should have been the body to amend Title VII, not the U.S. Supreme Court. But again, stay tuned here at the Evening News Rundown and Florida National News. We'll continue to keep you updated. Now, very quickly, we're going to jump to a commercial break and come right back. Stay tuned.
this time we fought side by side. We trained together. We lost together. And now, you're the only one standing in my way. It's been a while, old friend.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the Evening News Rundown. Thank you for sticking with us. Jumping into your Florida story, as you've likely heard over the weekend, several restaurants across the state of Florida, particularly Central Florida, have had to close down for a second time due to an increase in COVID-19 cases. There are three bars and two restaurants in the St. Petersburg area that had to close down, two restaurants in Naples that have had to close down, and an Altamont bar called Kiwi's Pub and Grill. They have decided to close down as a result of hearing from 6 patrons over the last 2 weeks who have reported to them, letting them know that they're exhibiting symptoms of COVID-19. So this is a huge concern. Obviously, everyone is concerned about a second wave. The mayor of St. Pete actually let everyone know in a tweet over the weekend, hey, follow the example of the restaurants and bars that have already chosen to close down. Observe social distancing. Make sure to disinfect everything, but if closing down is necessary, go ahead and do that again. But that brings us to our audience question for today. Like, what are your thoughts on the possibility of a second wave of COVID-19? And should there be another lockdown? Let us know in the comment below, because this is coming fresh out of a reopening. Florida's been reopened for about 2 weeks now. So obviously this is a bit of unfortunate news for those who are just reopening their businesses, particularly those who are in the restaurant business, given the pending approach of different sports teams, particularly MLS and the NBA, that are going to be playing in various tournaments over the summer. But let us know your thoughts below. We'd love to hear from you. Now, jumping over to our business story, of course, summer's coming. So as you've likely seen, as on your drive to work, to wherever, gas prices have gone up across the country. The national average actually rose 11 cents over the last 2 weeks. Fortunately, diesel has held stable at $2.55 nationally on average. The lowest average right now is in Baton Rouge, Louisiana at $1.69. The highest average right now is in Honolulu, Hawaii at $3.11. However, the current national average, as you can see on the sign there, is well into the twos. The current average is $2.16 per gallon on average. So, hey, if you're someone who has to commute, break out the gas cans. You will likely need those. Now, jumping over into a bit of sports news very quickly, Daniel Berger, congratulations to him. He won Sunday's Colonial playoff. He won the Charles Schwab Challenge. Congrats to him. This is his third win, if we have this correctly. So congrats to him. This is, no one's held a record like that, according to ESPN, since Tiger Woods. So congrats to him. Of course, this competition took place in Fort Worth, Texas, at the Colonial Golf Club. So congrats to him. He won it at 4 under 66. He was, and that's on the 18th hole. So congrats to him. Won for the third time on the PGA Tour. The one bit that was different for him was the fact that there was no audience. That was a bit jarring. And of course, this is our new normal now, given our conversation right before the commercial break about the possibility of any lockdowns, just out of safety for, the COVID-19 pandemic, which is still here. And the cases are still inching up a little bit. But congratulations again to Daniel Berger on that. Now we're going to take one more quick commercial break and be back with your entertainment story for the day. We'll be right back.
At Duke Energy, we deliver electricity and so much more, like free home energy assessments, rebates for energy-saving improvements, payment options to help you better manage your budget, and even bill credits for helping the community use less energy. So no matter what you're doing, we can help you make better energy choices every day. It's just another way we bring power to your life. How much can you save?
Welcome back, guys. Thank you so much for continuing to tune in with us. And to give you your entertainment story for the day, the Creative Arts Emmys is actually going virtual this year. Obviously, several of the award shows have chosen to reprogram what they're doing, revisit their programming due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So the Creative Arts Emmys, which recognizes excellence in behind the scenes work in production, design, set decoration, editing, casting, and sound, those are going to go virtual. It's originally scheduled to take place on September 12th and 13th. And the Creative Arts Emmys actually take place before the Primetime Emmys, which that's still scheduled to take place on September 20th. And as of right now, it's still going to take place in person. So we'll continue to keep you guys posted on how that goes. They're working on determining how to host the award ceremony safely. But the governor's ball, which is the official after party for the Emmys, that has been canceled as a result of concerns of the COVID-19 pandemic, canceled altogether. Nothing virtual or anything. But we'll continue to keep you guys posted on that. And we'll give you a little bit of Oscar news tomorrow as well, because they've released an announcement about when the 2021 Oscar ceremony will be taking place. So stay tuned tomorrow for that. And also coming up tomorrow, we will be doing our FNN Politics and Power interview at 1 p.m. However, continue to stay tuned right here tonight, because at 8 p.m. Eastern, Casey will be back here with the FNN Sports Take. So be sure to tune in for her sports updates. Now, if you haven't already, be sure to like us on Facebook. You'll find us at Florida National News. You can find us at FNN News TV or at FNN News Live. And be sure to subscribe on YouTube. You can find us there at Florida National News as well. And be sure to click the little bell icon so you get all the notifications for all of our shows. All right, we have an exciting week ahead. But as for me, that does it for me here. So hopefully you have a great rest of your Monday. Take care. Have a great evening.